So imagine you're carrying around a high-end futuristic operating system on just a simple portable flash drive.
Oh, like a bootable USB drive or something.
Yeah, exactly. And you take that drive and you plug it into this totally busted decade-old laptop with a cracked screen.
Okay, I can picture that.
But suddenly the machine runs flawlessly because the power isn't in the physical computer at all, right? It's entirely in the system you just plugged into it. It actually elevates the hardware.
Welcome in, everyone. Today we are impartially unpacking an excerpt from a daily devotional.
Right. It's a book called Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris, specifically a May 11th entry titled, It's About the Blessing in You.
And the central premise here is that your internal identity, what the author calls the blessing, dictates your success much more than your external circumstances ever could.
Which is a bold claim.
Yeah.
And to demonstrate this, the text uses the biblical story of Joseph from the book of Genesis. Talk about a massive drop in status.
Oh, absolutely. It is a profound shift.
I mean, this guy is betrayed, literally sold into slavery by his own brothers, and ends up forced to work as a housekeeper for an Egyptian official named Potiphar.
Yeah, he goes from being a highly favored son to, well, an enslaved servant in a completely foreign land.
But see, I get the flash drive analogy, but in reality, if you were sold into slavery by your own family, you don't just, run flawlessly.
Right.
You're traumatized. So does the text just ignore that psychological reality and say he was instantly fine?
Well, the devotional doesn't really dwell on the trauma. Instead, it focuses on his internal anchor. It points out that Joseph never lost consciousness of his specific identity.
Okay.
Specifically, his identity as Jacob's son, the seed of Abraham.
Wait, let's translate that a bit, because seed of Abraham sounds very genealogical. What does that actually mean for him on a practical daily level?
So think of it as a deeply ingrained psychological framework. For Joseph, this meant viewing himself as part of this grand, divinely protected lineage.
Yeah.
His self-worth was completely untethered from his social status. So when he became a slave, it didn't shatter his ego. He viewed his physical reality as temporary.
Because he had that anchor.
Exactly. That internal anchor is what allowed him to manage Potiphar's entire estate with distinct excellence, rather than, wasting his energy spiraling into a victim mindset.
But holding on to that elite internal standard actually becomes a massive liability for him, doesn't it?
It does.
Because his standout excellence attracts the wrong kind of attention from Potiphar's wife, and he refuses to compromise his integrity or betray his master's trust.
Right. He chooses righteousness, as the text puts it.
And his reward for doing the ethical thing is getting slapped with false accusations and a one-way ticket to prison.
It's the ultimate unjust setback. He's condemned despite his complete innocence.
And wait, this is where the text premise loses me a bit. If carrying this internal blessing is supposed to make him prosperous and excellent, doesn't rotting in a dungeon completely contradict that?
You would think so.
Like, why didn't this identity protect him from being framed?
Well, because the text argues that the blessing isn't a magical shield against bad events.
Okay.
It's an engine that keeps running during them. The devotional asserts that the prison environment didn't redefine Joseph's core identity.
So the circumstances changed drastically for the worse, but his internal output remained the same.
Exactly. Because he retained that internal drive, he naturally became a source of hope and actually a leader among the inmates.
It's like doing everything ethically right during a massive corporate scandal, taking the fall for the executives anyway. And then, instead of becoming bitter, you enthusiastically decide to organize the prison library.
That takes serious resilience.
Unbelievable resilience.
And that resilience is what sets up the turning point of the whole narrative. He eventually interprets a dream for Pharaoh and goes from a forgotten prisoner to the prime minister of Egypt almost overnight.
Wow.
The external environment finally caught up to the internal operating system.
So the text refers to this internal engine for the reader as carrying the blessing of Christ. And regardless of your personal beliefs, the underlying human principle here is fascinating.
Oh, for sure.
It's basically claiming that your location or your current job title absolutely cannot limit you if you bring the value with you.
The ultimate takeaway is about bringing value to the room, rather than expecting the room to give value to you. If you maintain an unshakable sense of who you are, that identity will dictate your output wherever you're planted.
Which leaves you with a pretty provocative thought to chew on.
Yeah.
If our core internal identity truly dictates our output and our influence, well, how much energy do we waste desperately trying to change our external locations bad bosses or situations.
That is a great question.
Right. Rather than mastering the art of being excellently productive exactly where we are right now, maybe the secret to a better life isn't finding a shiny new computer.
Maybe it's just plugging in the flash drive.
We trust you were blessed by this episode. To gain unlimited access to Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris, please download the Rhapsody app using the link myapp.rhapsodyofrealities.org. God bless you.